Now, the Supreme Court on Friday struck out a suit that sought to compel the federal government to release all allocations belonging to local government councils, LGCs, in Osun State, which it withheld. Now, a seven-member panel of the Apex Court in the split decision of 6-1 held that a legal decision and action which was brought before it by the Attorney General of Osun State lacked competence. Now, Justice Idris held that the LGs were the proper parties to challenge the federal government's action, adding that Apex Court lacked requisite jurisdiction to entertain the case. Now, joining us for this conversation is Osun State's governorship aspirant, Babatunde Oralusi. Good morning, Mr. Babatunde. Can you hear us?
Yes, very well. Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you here join us on TVC Breakfast Saturday.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure too.
Okay, so now ahead of the All Progressive Congress governorship primary elections in Osun State, the party's screening committee has disqualified 7 out of 9 aspirants who appeared for screening, including you. Now, how do you react to this new development?
Well, it's not a final decision. I've not been officially communicated. I read it in the news as well, and all the process put in place, none of them has been activated yet. So I hope that between today and tomorrow we'll be able to officially communicate it and action will be taken. But for me, it is dirty politics because the members of this committee claimed that the report written wasn't the one submitted by the chairman of the committee, and some even claimed that that was in their signature. So I feel really bad about that aspect, how extent we can go in this country because we have an objective. I think the Nigeria belongs to us and the Nigeria must be better. That's why people like me get involved. I believe that there should be due process. I believe that there should be free and fair practice. And I believe in negotiation as well. But it shouldn't be done in a very rough manner this way. And I feel very, with my enthusiasm about Nigeria, going around the world, mobilizing investment, and people can tell me that their signature was doctored, the document was not well prepared, and that was published. That's really disheartening, It's very discouraging.
All right, what will be your next line of action? Because you've been referred to that if you have any grounds on this matter, you've been referred to the National Working Committee of the party to tender some of your grievances. What will be your own next line of action if at the end your name seems not to appear for that primary holding on December 13th?
Well, I have a very strong hope in the leadership of the party, and my biggest trust is in Mr. President. I said somewhere yesterday, I believe so much in Mr. President, and actually what I'm currently doing in Nigeria is based on him. He's my role model. I see he made a lot of sacrifice for this country. So I have a literature of him that I followed, and I know things like this has happened to him. So I'm still studying. I'm still in the school of thoughts, studying what steps it takes in this type of situation based on his experience. But right now, regarding the party, I've not been officially communicated. I only read it in the news as well. When I was to be invited for screening, I was called. They sent text message, they sent email, they sent WhatsApp messages. And when we went to submit our form, the same process when we bought the form. But in this case, we don't even know the facts right now. All the document I have was sent to me by someone else. which from the party to show, and that is when the member of the committee came up and said, look, this is so. According to the guideline of the party, what was written is that when you have a grievances like this, there will be an appeal committee. And the appeal committees, they are meant to sit today and tomorrow, 6th and the 7th. But in the document I read, they said they referred it to the National Working Committee. So is there any change in the plan? I don't know, seriously.
Absolutely.
So I don't even know what to do at the moment about it, because unless somebody talk to me, and today the office, nobody's in the office. We are going to go there this morning, me and my legal team, to go and check, and my political team. But we don't know if we're going to find anyone that can give us information.
All right. The Supreme Court gave a final judgment on the matter of the local government autonomy in Osun State. How do you react to this latest development? At the moment, Norge in Osun, they've not been going to work. How do you react to this judgment? And how do you see the state government going to apply this judgment?
Well, that was a great news for me yesterday. I had a bang from the party, from the screening exercise, but that was a very fantastic news. The local government autonomy, like I've said in this station before, is very critical for our development. Development happens at the grassroots. They are the arm of government that is close to the grassroots. So all Nigeria should rejoice about this. State government does not have any business in local government affairs. I heard from the Attorney General of Osun State yesterday that why should federal government have the right to talk about local government allocation, and the state cannot represent the local government. Technically, I'm not a lawyer, but common sense tells me that the money comes from federal revenue accounts. So federal government distribute to to themselves, to state, and to the local. So they are the fund manager. They are the one that handle the funds. So definitely they are distribute the funds. So they have the rights. I'm a fund manager. So if I manage funds for my clients or my own funds, and definitely I have the right to where the funds goes to, and if the funds get to where I want the funds to get to. So these are just technicalities they are trying to put together. But the truth of the matter is that there should be governance, there be good to develop Nigeria. Like I said all the time, my reason for going into politics is for the sustainable development in Nigeria. If we really want true sustainable development in our country, there must be full functioning local governments. I've got case studies of the United States where we copy our democratic template from. Some local governments are more popular than the states. I've given instance of Atlanta and Georgia. Many people know more about Atlanta than Georgia, but Georgia is a council. I've given an example of New York, where you hear New York. New York is actually a local government, as popular as it is. So I can mention many of them like that. I've given an example where someone like Bloomberg, Gali Giuliani, who were mayors of a local government, and they rise from local government chairman to contest for the presidency of the United States. It shows that when we have a functioning local government, human capacity development of the politician will automatically come up. The Nigerians, the grassroots will be able to have access to their local government. They will have access to their council because it's closer to them. And the local government will be able to implement projects directly within the council, within their jurisdiction area. So I think it's a win for Nigeria. It's a good news. It's part of the progress we are all praying for. It's part of the struggle I am into, and I'm very delighted to hear the judgment. They were talking about federal government withholding the local government funds. I said this before. There was no time federal government withheld local government funds. The process is put in place. The process is let the local government apply for their funds. So when the government says federal government withheld the local government funds, that is not correct. What the federal government is looking for is let each local government involved apply directly to the federal government, and they'll be able to release the money to them. And these applications has also process. They must have an account on the name of the local government, which involved the political office holder and the career officers as a signatory to those accounts, which was what caused delay. But I think some of these issues has been resolved. And local government funds are not withheld in Nigeria. It is because the local government do not apply directly to the government for the release of their funds. And if there's such, which I've said before, if any local government apply and the fund is not released, they have the right to go to court. They are arm of government that is established by law. Even a company can challenge decision of government or whatever. Talk less of a local government that is an arm of government. So let us do the right thing, and let's do little politics and focus more on our national development. Nigeria have the tendency to be one of the greatest countries in the world. I live overseas and in Nigeria, and I know the potential. I see the potentials a lot in Nigeria. We can still do so much. It's a frontier market, it's a developing market. We should be running parallel with countries like Brazil right now and many other fast-growing economy in the world. We have the numbers, we have the population of the youth, we have resources, we have revenue that could be, if it's well managed, it could be translated to better life for every citizen. Okay. So there is no problem regarding the local government. It's a good news for Nigerians, it's a good news for grassroots, and I just hope that those local government chairmen sit together and understand that they also equally have rights as much as in their local government, they are the governor of their local government. Okay. And they should think of development of their people. Okay, very important. We hear you loud and clear. There's a process and the process should be followed. Now, my next question to you is, I mean, prior to your 2026 governorship declaration, even earlier on in this conversation, you did mention dirty politics. Of course, you've also made statements that had words like cabal politics as well. Now you're going in as a candidate. Now, what is your plan to dismantle this entrenched structure and then bring governance closer to the people? Do you also think the local government autonomy also helps in that regard? 100%. Local government autonomy will help a lot. In fact, the truth is, if you don't have a functioning local government, we are not realistic with our developmental plan. Because how do you implement it? How do the people get direct access to it? People live in their wards. And definitely the closest arm of government to the ward is the local government. So if I want to govern, what I will have even done, if this judgment hasn't come, is to make sure that I implement autonomy of local government in my state first. That will have been my personal strategy with the cooperation of the local government chairman to let them understand that you get your money, but we have to have a strategic plan how these funds will be utilized. And we have to have priority and also making sure that we have opportunity cost. So we prioritize our project and make sure that we focus on those ones that affect the living standard of Nigerian citizens. Well, there are cabals everywhere all over the world. Politics is not simple in any part of the world. So I wouldn't say it's peculiar to Nigeria. But the thing is that I'm determined to fight whatever I have to fight for the future, for my future of my community, and future of my country, because I'm passionate about Nigeria. I love my country, and I believe we can get it right in this country. We just need people that will be determined to face this, what you describe as cabal. Look at the Mr. President. He faces it on a daily basis. You can see it. You can see it suddenly from nowhere, banditry and killing people, doing sort of things. These are all dirty politics, just to blackmail and just to do something to indicate that the government is not taking care of security. But you can see how he's managing it. You can see what he has achieved in the last 10, 20, 15 days in Nigeria in terms of that, comparing to the way it has been managed before. So what it means that people that will be able to rule this country will be determined and will have passion for Nigerian development, not only politics. So we've had this type of people who believe just in politics and thinking that Nigeria resources is their personal inheritance. and they can at any time have access to it, particularly when they're in public office. They want to do everything to be in control. I don't want to be a Nigerian resources manager. I've said it severally. If I have opportunity to govern Osun, every 1 naira of Osun State will be able to attract four additional 4 naira investment, because I know the potential of the state. I know how we can generate thousands, over 10,000 of jobs for the Osun State youth within the first 2 years of government.
Okay.
So in Osun, so I understand the challenges I'm going to face, and I'm ready for it.
Okay, so now, I mean, it seems like you're very, very sold on the cabal situation, talking about people that think Nigeria's wealth belongs to them. So now, is there a name or a face to the cabal? Because all we hear is the cabal. Can you just help us throw more light in that direction?
Well, when you say cabal, I think there are different, people have different reasons to be. Cabal is all over the world, like I said. You have different groups with different interests.
I mean, specific to Nigeria now. Specific to Nigeria now. You need like a face, a name.
There are some that is based on resources. There are some that is based on power. There are some that is based on ego. They also have different objectives.
Is there a name or a face?
So it's not just one people you are dealing with.
Is there a name or a face?
Sorry?
Is there a name or a face? We got based on any resources, power, ego. Is there a name or a face that we could just play with?
No. I have no name. I'm just talking generally. I'm not targeting anyone in my statement. I'm just generic in my statement that major challenge we have in Nigeria is human challenges, where human beings are intentionally bringing us down for their personal interest. That interest is divided in many parts.
Okay. Let me quickly get your reaction before we let you go, Mr. Ralu said this morning. The Supreme Court on Friday struck out a suit compelling the federal government to release local government funds to the state. What do you make of this development in Osun State? At the moment, we have all the local government occupied by the APC, and we have the power in that state controlled by the PDP, even though the governor left the party some days back. What is your reaction concerning the Supreme Court judgment in Osun specifically?
Well, I'm not aware that the Supreme Court said the funds should be released to the state. The Supreme Court said the funds should be released to the local government. Okay. And I said it earlier that why I'm not sure it has not been released, and I also made it clear that there was no, to the best of my understanding, federal government did not withheld any money of local government. What happened is, if this money will be paid to the local government, they must have an account. I understand before it was the account has to be opened with central bank, which they have to meet certain conditions. And I don't know if they've allowed them to use the commercial bank at the moment. But the point is, if you are able to open your bank accounts, you will receive your allocation. If you work in a company and the company pay you every month, obviously they pay into your bank account. Unless the company that pays you cash, and I'm sure with the cashless policy, I'm not sure any company gives staff cash at the moment. You pay to your account. So that's the same process. For federal government to release their fund, they must have a bank account. The issue was they did not have a bank account. What the Supreme Court was saying, don't forget that the federal government application was not to contest the prayer at the request of the Osun State government, was to ask them that they should strike it out because of the jurisdiction and because the state government does not have a local standing to act on behalf of a local government. So, but they put it in their prayer that the money was withheld. So that's why Supreme Court spoke on that. But if they actually defended the matter brought forward by the states, then they will have mentioned that there was no time federal government will withheld funds of the local government. The only difference is that those, as of then, the civil servants were on strike, and they did not have, the civil servants did not cooperate with the elected officials to open a bank account.
Which is controlled, which is controlled by, just
I spoke to the...
Okay. Which is controlled by the APC, that's the local government.
I recently met the Ife South local government chairman in another few days ago, and confirm from him that, look, have you guys started receiving your money? And he said, yes, they've been able to open accounts and they're already receiving their money. So I can confirm to you, based on his statement, that yes, those ones that have bank accounts are already receiving their allocation directly. All the Supreme Court is saying is that no intermediary. Let local government funds go to local government. Let state funds go to the state government. Simple.
Absolutely. Well, it's a fine place to leave it, but in that same judgment, a 7-man panel of the Apex Court, in a split decision, held that the legal action brought before it by the Attorney General of Osun State lacked competence. The state government is also running on this. In 30 seconds, your reaction on this?
Yeah, look, I said it here before. Of course, common sense says it lacks competence. My dear brother, if I'm owing you money, right? I'm owing you money, but you work with a TVC, okay? And TVC is taking me to court that I'm owing you money. It's not logical. You are an entity yourself. You have the right to go to court yourself. You are an individual. You only work. Local government is only domiciled within the state, but it's an entity of its own.
Okay.
It's a legal entity under the law. It's an establishment. So when they exist and you say you are acting on their behalf, their argument is federal government is also acting on behalf of a local government. But where they are mixing it is that federal government anchors this money. The federal is a federation account, which is managed. The fund manager is the federal government. So the fund manager have the right to act on behalf of the beneficiary. But in their own case, they have no role to play.
Well, it's a fine place.
That's technicality, or that's what is different here.
I know you are not a lawyer, so it's a fine place to leave it. Osun State governorship aspirant Babatunde Oralusi. Many thanks for staying tuned on the program this morning. I hope to see more reaction concerning your disqualification ahead of the APC primary in your state.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm grateful.